I love art. Yeah, like I was just talking. I'm a big art fan. I have been for a long time. Yeah, there was a time in my life where I was infatuated with pirates. I will stare at this for like 10, 15 minutes. So this specific artist, what he draws. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Snowy Show. Yeah. I love art. Yeah, like I was just talking. I'm a big art fan. I have been for a long time. I am very very specifically into landscape art. I really really like it. I like art of like landscape and plants and flowers. My desk has I have three succulents, one faux plant, and another like kind of fake like handmade like plant, and so I'm just like surrounded by it. I have like another table with like just tons of faux plants in my living room. I just have tons of them and I want to get more, but I just really like that stuff, so that's gonna be a lot that's in here. But then there's also some other art that just like really strikes me, that really just like gives me the feels. um Let me show you some. So a lot of the stuff oh, is it we'll get into it. We'll get into it. We shall get into it. So this is a recent piece I just saw on Twitter. Some of this is going to be more recent stuff. It's not going to be like this is something I saw on Twitter couple days ago. So this is by Troy Domart. I really like this piece. I think you could probably guess why. I really like all the different flowers and different colors. And this specific artist, they kind of had they always put this dog in somewhere in their art. Um, I should probably had some more of their art in there. I could probably pull it up real quick. But they kind of I really like this this kind of like this is like a different art style. I'm not too sure exactly what's different about it, but it makes it really unique. I don't know if it's like the line work or the coloring, or maybe it's how they shade it. Maybe it's the shading and how like the colors all work together. Maybe that's how maybe that's why it just stands out so much. But I really like this piece specifically, obviously because of all the plants and stuff, but I like the fountain too. It's just really like um I don't know. I like being surrounded just like by plants. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it. It's like really calming to me, and because of that, I just really really enjoy this piece as well as okay. Does this have any incriminating? No. Okay. So this is another one. You can also see like it's kind of a. I'm not really too sure. Yeah, but I think there's the dog right there. It's kind of a. It's not a strange art style, but it's really like comforting. Same with this, like very like plants, and like the sheep. Um, it's something about the coloring. That's what it is. That's it's something just like really like calming about it. This is that one, and then this one. Um, yeah, it's like a hmm, it's like a painting. I'm not sure exactly how to explain it. I'm not sure if I have the words for like this type of feeling I'm getting from this, but if it's like a warm like painting, like older styled painting, but also like not older. It looks like tapestry, but more more like it's not. I don't want to call it anime themed, but it's just that kind of vibe I get where you wouldn't see like older, more classical stuff because it's so anatomically correct. Okay, so that was that. And then this honestly this kind of like blew my mind when I first saw it. This is also on Twitter, so this is color slash composition study. This is an MS Paint, and this is by KH Wampa. Uh, and yeah, this is honestly this is like I think it's just like amazing to look at. Oh, here, hold on. Let me Yeah, this is like kind of just astonishing to look at. And it's like kind of like mesmerizing. Just all the different shapes and all the different colors and the different like things. It's like they just kept drawing on top of something over and over and over. Now I'm not too sure how long they spent on this specific piece, but I I'm not oh yeah, I don't really know how to explain too well like the feeling system. It feels like chaos. It feels like just like complete chaos. But then there's times where there's just not. It's like down here. There's it's not chaotic or like there's an elephant right there. And there's things you can like pick out where there's like an eye here. There's a compass, like star compass right there. Um I mean it's just honestly amazing. I'm so like awestruck at how they drew all this. Um and they have this specific artist has a bunch of more. This is something they do specifically. They just like open MS Paint and just like kind of keep drawing. And so anyway, I really appreciate it. I think it's just a fantastic piece of art. And so this is my personal collection. So this is just stuff I have around the house. And this is stuff I've collected over years. I have a bunch of canvas painting. Canvas is my preferred uh, way to like have the art, but a lot of my newer pieces aren't canvas. Specifically because where I get them, they I just can't buy canvas. Or if I can, it's just like so expensive. I just I just can't I can't justify it. But anyway. So this piece I got like this years ago. That oh, gosh darn it. Yeah. I'm thinking about that. No, spoilers. Spoilers. Okay. Yeah, so this piece I got years ago. I think I got it at like a yard sale. I'm not sure. I have no clue who painted it. Well, what's interesting to me, and this is something I'll bring up later, is a lot of this art. I have no clue who made it. I just have no clue. I just stumbled upon it, and I just have it. And this specific painting actually reminds me of a time in one of my art classes where I had to draw something that looked kind of like this. I had to draw like fences with a yard, and I had to draw a like tornado with like a barn. And this is like really reminiscent of that. And so maybe because of that, I just have like this attachment to it. But also, you know, landscape. It's just like an interesting piece. Something else I really like to look at is I like to be able to see like the strokes of the paint as they're going along. I just sometimes I'll be like standing there just like staring at it for like a long time and just like seeing like how they like painted it, like the different strokes. Like we can see like the strokes right here with the other paints mixed in, or you could see how they layered the paint to make the wood more worn out, or they put other paint strokes on top of that background to add kind of a field. Um, yeah, and there's some damage down here. This is this is I've had this thing for probably a decade or more now. So, um, this one again, I have no clue where I got it. I have no clue who. There's a name down there, but I think it's starting to get worn out. Um, but again, you know, this shares the theme of like what I like. This is the type of stuff I like. Lots of plants everywhere. Now the house itself looks like pretty dilapidated. It's kind of like worn down, but there's like the you know nature is kind of reclaiming it. Uh, but or like maybe it's becoming part of the nature. We can see some sort of maybe gate over here where you can go into a backyard, stairs to the door. Uh, and this reminds me that this specific piece. actually reminds me of of a of uh another painting that I remember seeing at one point in my life. I remember seeing a student, another student in one of my classes, it was probably an art class, paint almost something exactly similar to this, or at least my memory of it is something almost exactly similar to this. And I don't know, it just always stood out in my mind because I never saw this person as like a artist. And so when I saw that, I was like super surprised. And so since then, that's kind of the memory I have with it. Anyway, uh, this one, um, there is a name down there, and I probably got this at another yard sale. Um, but this is also like I was talking earlier with that farm. I love being able to just like stare at this and just kind of see all the paint strokes that they did to kind of like make this whole thing come to life. Um, like the trees, I know with the brush, when they put paint on the brush, they just like tap the canvas, making the leaves. Or you can see like the water coming down. They did the same thing. Or you can see like the roof here. You can very clearly see the strokes. Um, and it's crazy to me because it's like yeah, all those like individual things help build up into this painting. Uh, honestly, I'm like super jealous of people who are able to do this like effectively and like do it like properly. I'm not sure if I ever would, even if I could, mostly because of the time investment. I'm not sure if I would, but you know, still a bit jealous of them. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. So, uh, okay, now this out of my stuff that I have, out of my stuff that I have, this is probably in my like, uh, probably my top three. I just absolutely love this. I just love everything about it. Everything. I think there's actually a tear somewhere in it. I think right here. There's actually a tear in the canvas. I'm not exactly too sure where, but as you can see, it's like it is definitely showing its age. Yeah, it is definitely showing its age. But I love the brightness of it all. I love the feeling of like freedom that you get from it. The like openness of it all. Um just like the waves kind of splashing on the ship, you see the birds, the people on the ship. Uh I think those are people. There's just something like really beautiful about this to me. And I mean, maybe it is just like that freedom, the openness, the lightness, the that airy feeling you get from seeing this. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why I like it so much. I've never seen anything else like this. This is like the only one. There was a time. Oh gosh, hold on. There's a hold on. All right, sorry, allergies. All right. Yeah, there was a time in my life where I was infatuated with pirates, very very much so. Typical young boys stuff. And because of that, this is really like this is really like taken up a lot of thought in my head. I think about this painting a lot. I'm not sure where I got this either. Uh, Probably a yard sale, something like that. That's usually where I get them. Um, but you know, I mean, in like the wear and tear, especially like when I saw like the hole in like this canvas, it's somewhere on here. I can't see it. I can't see it. Oh, it might be. I think it's right here. Yeah, I think it's right here. It like freaked me out. Like it real. I was like super super worried. And so I'm like trying to be careful with this. I could probably do something else to preserve it better, but anyway. Sorry, hold on. Am I back? Sorry. It's me. No, it's me. It's my fault this time. It's my fault this time. It's not you. Okay, I'm not sure where I'm just gonna re-explain it all again. Okay. Yeah, so this no, no, it's my fault. My allergies are going crazy. My nose is just like I know I sound like super nasally. My nose, I just can't breathe out of my nose. Uh, it's just that I don't know. It's just the time of year, I guess. It's awful. I just want to be able to breathe. Let me breathe, please. I took an allergy pill. It didn't help. It took the allergy pill took like hours to like to work. Anyway, let me just re-explain this. Um, this is probably my favorite art piece that I own. Uh, there is something about this piece of art that is just absolutely mesmerizing to me. It, I where it is in my house, it's in my kitchen. So when I'm just like up there waiting for food to get done or just, doing something in the kitchen, putting stuff away, waiting for stuff to cook, I'll just stand there and stare at this. I will stare at this for like 10, 15 minutes. I I have like looked over like every single portion. I have looked over every single inch of this painting. I've looked at every single like stroke on this. Like the leaves, like we were talking earlier, where you can see the brushes, the brush that he used. I know who painted this. I'll get to that, but I can see the brushes he used to tap to make the leaves. You can see how he uh drew or painted the reflection and then obscured it with another layer on top of that. You can see how when he was making the leaves, he then I think put another layer on top of it to make some like openings. You can see the clouds and oh, and I think because the birch trees are just like white on the blue and the green background, it just makes that pop. And God, oh, I love this painting so much. I love this so much. I just like staring at it. It just like does something for me that I just can't explain. It is so beautiful. It's so just amazingly done. Uh so I got this when I was younger. I got this from an elderly neighbor of mine. He was he was moving out of his house. He was moving into a retirement home, and my family was over, just like talking to him, and he like walked up to me with this painting. He says he painted this, I think in college, and it had just been in his house. I'm not sure if he like hung it up or if it was just like sitting in his garage, but he handed this to me, and I've had it ever since. Now I don't think he's around anymore, because he was a bit older. Um, and I didn't really know the guy like at all. I didn't really know him. Uh, we like rarely talked. Um, but I mean this painting, this one right here, might be like the reason why all the other paintings you've seen. This might be like the reason. This was one of my first paintings. It was either this ship or this was one of my like original first like canvas paintings that I ever got. And I think this is what really like kicked off this like love I have for this. Um and yeah, Oh yeah, it just like does something to me. I don't know. I don't I don't know what I don't know how to explain it, but it's just this is just magically. It's just magic. Just straight up magic. All right, we're gonna move on. So this is a new these are some of the newer pieces I've gotten. I've gone to a couple festivals where I've talked to the artists that made these. And like I've walked around and like these were the ones that kind of like caught my eye. All right. Yeah, these were the ones that caught my eye. This one, um, I have I have a couple different like cherry blossom. I actually have a couple different cherry blossom paintings. I have like faux like red cherry blossoms just like around my house. And once I saw this, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I actually have this hanging. It's not in a frame, which is, no, he's not. Yeah. So I have this. I should have this. I should get some of this stuff framed, but never got around to it or haven't yet. But this is actually sitting right next to one of my faux cherry blossoms. Uh, and so I thought it was perfect. I love it. I love the simplicity of it. I love the kind of like I just love how it pops. It's like so simple too. I think there's like a real beauty in that simplicity and the small red like dots, uh, mixed with the kind of twisted and mangled branch. Uh, and like I could like see how they probably made this. They probably got branches and like put paint on them and just slapped them on the thing. But I mean, yeah, it's fantastic. Uh, this is another piece I have. So I think I have a couple pieces from this specific artist. So this specific artist, what he draws is, or what he paints rather, he paints what his village or what. So he used to live in China. He used to live. I forget where in China. But it was in like a rural village, and he paints memories of that village along with dreams he has of that village. So he mixes these memories and these dreams and kind of puts it together into this like kind of ethereal. I wish the glare wasn't on here, but he kind of puts it into this like ethereal like uh piece where like you could see like there's a river here, but it just kind of goes up and floats off. And like you can see the houses here and like here's like the bridge here and like the walkway. But it all kind of like dissipates. And I just think it's like a really pretty piece. I think this okay, no, oh no, yeah, this is the same guy. Yeah, yeah, this is the same guy. See, this is his so this is the same thing. So, I have this hanging like right above my table. But this is the same thing. And again, like that first piece on this page, there's really a simplicity to this, like a simple like beauty of nature, with the cherry blossoms and the snow on the branches on the cherry blossoms as it's falling. It like his other things, it really is like a dream like scenario, and most likely something he probably saw, and like I mean, absolutely gorgeous, just gorgeous. Um, and this one, I this isn't the same guy. This is not the same guy. I didn't talk to this artist, but I remember I went because I'll go there with my friends. I didn't get to talk to. I really love talking to artists. I really love it. Just talking to them about it. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes they don't really. I don't know. Sometimes they don't really want to talk about the art. they just kind of want to like just sell it. Or like maybe they're not like too interested in talking about it, or even if they are, they're kind of like awkward when they talk about it. Um, but like I really enjoy talking about it. Not this piece, but another piece. I lost it. I lost like a piece of art. I'm really upset because it was, oh gosh. So it was essentially, it was like a wooden canvas that had, it looked like, so it was like a wooden canvas, and on top of it was like this epoxy, and the epoxy was covering what looked like a stained glass like art piece, and like they put like epoxy over it, and it was gorgeous, absolutely amazing. And I lost it when I moved. I'm really upset I don't have it. But the guy, when I was sitting there talking to him, and like that's what makes it memorable, right? That's what probably makes that birch tree piece so memorable, is like I know the person who made it. I know that there's like a story I can pull from that. And so like that's why it makes it memorable. But this specific piece, the guy was like talking to me and he was telling me something about how banks in like Mexico are like buying up like silver to like take advantage of like a silver like crash coming. Like, and they were buying up mines to try to like hold on to like the silver reserves. And I'm just, and like I'm sitting there and I'm being me, I'm just like, oh yeah, yeah, man. Like what the heck? That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, it's like, yeah, I 100% believe it. Uh-oh. No. Hold on. Sorry. Spoilers. Talk about that. Yeah. Um, yeah. But anyway, yeah, he was just talking to me about how silver prices were like gonna rise, and like something about how banks in Mexico or banks in America were buying up Mexican like silver mines. I don't know. I was so here for it. I'm like, all right, man. I believe it. I believe it. And I bought the thing. I'm like, yeah, hey man, it's good talking to you. This piece, I went to go up and buy it because I usually what I do is I have a walk around of the whole festival, and I'll just like look at every booth. And what I'll do is I'll just like take a look at stuff, and then if it like sticks in my mind like right away, if it just like hits me and like I get like a feeling from it, that's when I know I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. This piece, there's like something again, like kind of like I don't know. It's just like really pretty. Just like the river and like the boat and like the splatter of the trees with, it's obviously like fall, so there's not as many leaves. You see like rocks everywhere and like the sunset. It's like it's really just a really pretty piece. It looks a lot better in person because there's a lot where the glare is. You can see like there's a lot more shadow. Uh, and so this picture does not do it justice at all. Um, but the guy, no, so I went in to go buy it, and I was looking for someone to buy it from, and the person who I saw was this like older lady, but she didn't speak English. So she's like, she was telling me like, hold on. And like, I see where she like ran off outside the tent, and like across the street was this like older guy sitting in the shade on like this, on this like chair, like a camper chair. He was just like sitting there, just like taking a nap. And he's just like sitting there napping, so she has to go over there and like wake him up. And he's like, oh yes, yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm like, this is great. I love this. I really enjoy this. I have some other pieces of art. I have some other pieces of art, but like, yeah, I have some other like really nice pieces of art, but like, I don't know. I felt like this is a good summation of obviously most of this is landscape stuff, Some of the other pieces I have, like I have Salvador Dali's like melting clocks. I have like a recreation of that, just like a picture of that. I got it for my birthday one year. Oh, if you here, let me pull it up. Yeah. Bam. Yeah, I have this. Um, I don't really know how to explain this. I don't really know how to explain this, but there's just something about it that um yeah, mine is a little bit different. Mine is a little bit. It looks like mine's a little bit more edited. It is a lot more like colorful. Like the colors pop a lot more. This looks like a lot more washed out. Um, but there's just something about this is kind of mesmerizing again to look at. Um, yeah, I've never seen that fly there. I never saw that. I have no clue what any of this means. There's like ants on the what? Yeah, I don't even think I could begin to try to figure out like what this is talking about. Um, oh come on, there we go. But yeah, I have a bunch other stuff that I didn't feel like was super necessary to show, but yeah, I really love this stuff. Okay, so now uh okay, so this piece. Okay. So this piece, I remember when I first saw this piece. This piece is like super shocking. Uh it's like a super like it's like grotesque, like super shocking, but I have literally never been able to forget about this piece. This is easily one of my favorite pieces of art. Not because it's like super shocking, but just because of like the well, okay, how do I say this? Maybe it's not my favorite, but it just like stands out so much in my mind, and it has for like years. So this is Saturn devouring his son by Francisco Goya. Now this Francisco Goya is he I think he was around during the Black Plague. No, no. He was around during one of these Spanish revolutions. I think in the 1800s, 1700s, something like that. And he had a he had a pretty hard life. Um, but when he died, he his family and other people went into his house. Now he lived in seclusion for like years and years and years. And he painted 13 13 black paintings. That's what they're called. Black paintings. And these paintings, no one was ever supposed to see these paintings. They were just for him. He painted these on his walls, on the walls of his house, and he just painted them. And they there's a bunch of other paintings, and they depict sometimes like extremely grotesque or sometimes extremely like shocking like images. They're like they evoke like shock and like horror because of the time period he was living in and the things he saw. But also this one specifically, if I understand correctly, him and his son didn't have the best relationship, and so some because we don't know why he painted this, we could just guess. But we can maybe because of his relationship he had with his son, it wasn't good, and this evoked this feeling of uh letting letting uh letting his son down or not being able to take care of him. Anyway, let me just say that just brace yourself for this. This is a bit um so gosh, yeah. Um let me let me move this more into frame. Yeah. Um there's really something there's something just there's something about this that like just really gets me. Again, I it's like with the birch trees. I don't know what it is. This is not like majestic. It's not like beautiful, but there's something so shocking about it. So Saturn, if you don't know, Saturn is the he is like one of the gods in Greek myth. No, I don't know. Yeah, Greek myth. And so Saturn uh was so in the mythology, Saturn was told by a I think it was like a soothsayer or like a fortune teller that his son, Saturn's sons, would rise up and try to kill Saturn. Saturn was like the all powerful god, and he was told that his sons would rise up to strike him down. And so what Saturn does is he takes now I'm not too sure exactly which god, but I think he takes Hades or a Zeus and literally eats them. Like he literally like devours them. And through this painting in the context I was giving earlier for Goya, we can guess that because he felt like he might have been a failure to his son, he might have like eaten him alive. He might have failed his son, which is what Saturn is doing. Saturn now I Saturn, I mean, if you look at him, he looks shocked. He looks like he's like he can't believe what he's doing. And I think the soothsayer, I'm not sure if, or the fortune teller, I'm not sure if it was something like they told him this thing was going to happen. And so in the act of him trying to prevent it from happening, because once he devours his son is actually able to break out of Saturn, and then his sons are eventually able to rise up and take him down. And so through the act of actually trying to stop his sons from doing this, he makes it inevitable. So I'm not sure if that plays a part into Goya's thought process. Um, but like there is like a part of like the brutality of this that um there's a part of the brutality of this. I'm not sure like where Goya would be, like his mind would be at. Um, I'm not, and like I'm not even sure if like this if he thinks he's Saturn. I don't know that. I'm not too sure if he thinks he's Saturn and his son is the one he devoured, or he like jumped to a conclusion. Maybe he jumped to a conclusion about his relationship with his son, and because of that, only then realizing that that conclusion he jumped to wasn't correct. Um, but I remember when I first saw this. Honestly, it was like it was like shocking, and ever since then, this like image has always like kind of stuck around. Um, and also the fact that Goya never he painted this and never wanted anyone to ever see it because he painted it in his house by himself alone. And so much like Saturn being alone in the dark, devouring his son. I mean, you know, there's different ways we can compare the two, but yeah, we're gonna switch. Yeah, it's quite the thing. Now, I was trying to think. I was trying to think, what is like one of my favorite paintings of all time? It's not a painting. Well, I guess it is. It should be, and obviously, it's Monster Hunter themed. You never guess. You'd never guess it. It's Monster Hunter themed. Um, I think about this a lot. I think about this piece a lot. And so this is the legend of the Black Dragon, Shrade Kingdom, once upon a time. Um, so this is by Valky Uniguri, and so we'll go through. There's they kind of draw it like in like a comic kind of like panel. So we'll go through those. Um, so this first part starts out with a girl laying in a field, just looking up at the sky, and eventually birds are, they're flying away from something, and so she realizes something's wrong, and then she sees this, uh, and she sees it flying towards what we could assume is her home, um, and eventually she starts to run to try to catch up to it. Now, obviously, you know, she's not going to be able to run faster than it. But eventually she's able to make it back to a spot where she can see what the dragon's doing. Uh, and then she just watches everything take place and bam. Oh God, this is so good. So the dragon's name is Fatalis. And Fatalis in the Monster Hunter universe is what's called a black dragon. Now, Fatalis is modeled after a more mythical looking dragon. He has four legs, he has wings, he has a long tail, he breathes fire. And in the universe, Fatalis burns down the Shrade Kingdom. So overnight, the Kingdom of Shrade, which at this time is the most powerful kingdom in this universe, and in a single night, it's all gone. It's all wiped out. Uh, Now there's depictions or there's like talkings about Fatalis. Fatalis isn't a monster, really. Fatalis is more just like evil. Fatalis is basically just evil, like personified. There is no reason why Fatalis did this. There's no there's no provocation. Fatalis just appeared and just destroys. And that's all Fatalis does. Just destroys everything Fatalis sees, it destroys. Um and this specific art piece is probably the first time I've ever like truly seen like a monster and Monster Hunter being depicted in this way. Just the absolute just like it's like a beautiful horror that kind of like takes over you. Uh yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's like a beautiful horror that kind of takes over. You just like and because like the girl, she just can't. What do you do? There is nothing you can do, and so it's like this feeling of just like complete helplessness. If when like there's like this, she's faced with like this. How do I explain it? Yeah, so she's helpless in the face of this just like Um, just beautiful like destruction. Um, and it's it's really mesmerizing to look at. Again, this is one of those paintings that just it just like really hits me. I just think about it a lot. And in Monster Hunter world, you actually fight Fatalis. Fatalis makes a return, and you fight Fatalis in the ruins of the Strayed Kingdom. You actually fight Fatalis there and slay Fatalis. Um, and from what we understand, Fatalis is literally one of the strongest creatures that exists in the universe. Uh, just hunters just being around Fatalis drives them insane, and the armor made from Fatalis's like parts is said to corrupt hunters that wear it. It corrupts them in some way. It turns them evil. So there's always a part of like the just like true like evil that Fatalis is. It is always like lasting in everything that's made from him or from it. And I think I remember there was there's like I think I remember seeing one. So Fatalis was the final monster in Monster Hunter 1. Uh the like final monster you can fight in the game. And I think the video of Fatalis is Fatalis comes out of essentially like a portal, and it like oh man. Yeah, so he just like it just like spawns into existence. Um and yeah. I would love to have I would absolutely love to have this like as like a canvas art. That'd be great. I love that. I would absolutely love that. I think I can like purchase this though. I'm not sure. I might buy this for Christmas. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite pieces of media to come out of this game, out of this like universe. Wow. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite pieces of media fan art that I've like ever seen.